Okay, so here I am now at Goma. I was just at Triple Z, now I'm at Goma, and I'm with the fabulous Kyla McFarlane. I said I'd use fabulous 1,000 times in this conversation, and we're here at the launch, media launch of Making Modernism, which features, check it out, Georgia O'Keeffe. Oh my God. Yeah, Kyla, tell us what makes Georgia so remarkable and such incredible artist for all of us to understand.
Well, she's one of America's most famous artists of the 20th century, and you might know her through her very famous flower paintings and her depictions of the New Mexico desert, which she's so renowned for. She's also a very prominent figure personally. She very much cultivated her image, and you might have seen the photos by her husband.
She's like a cowgirl, isn't she?
Yeah, she is a very modern woman,
stylish.
Around. But as an artist, she's just extraordinary because she paved the way for a whole kind of new way of looking at America through the way that she looked at the landscape around her and the place that she lived. We're standing in front
of and flowers.
Yeah, we're standing in front of a really fantastic, quite iconic work by her called Ram's Head Blue Morning Glory, which we've given a lot of space to in the show because it's such
a whole wall.
Amazing work.
I mean, this is it.
And this is her, when she went to New Mexico in the late 1920s, on her first visit, she was looking around for flowers to paint, and there'd been a drought, so there wasn't much vegetation around. She found all these bones from dead cattle and sheep around. She's totally fascinated by these bleached forms.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And these days, again, time and place, people weren't painting bones back when Georgia was doing
It's a very radical thing.
For a woman too.
Yeah, absolutely. So this idea of the bones is just this kind of incredible form, these sharp edges and the whiteness of it really fascinated her. People think of it as quite a morbid subject matter that she got engaged with, but she was really interested in them as a kind of still life subject. So she took a whole lot of them back to New York and started making these little arrangements of them, and that's what you see here. She's painted it in conjunction with a Blue Morning Glory flower, which is actually a fabric flower, it's a fake flower, and that juxtaposition of the soft and the hard edge is really beautiful. Yeah.
Now, the show's called Making Modernism. Can you just explain really briefly what modernism is? I know it's had a big influence on architecture, particularly in Australia, and art, so what is it?
So modernism, I mean, it's a really big term, and it's used in a lot of different ways, and it has connections to two things. Firstly, modernist art is seen as like a big breaking away from like naturalist painting.
Right.
So
when did it start?
20th century.
Yep.
Late 19th, early 20th century, and these artists in the show are very innovative because they are at the forefront of modernism.
Yeah.
And the teens, early 20s is when they start to kind of think about breaking away into new ways of depicting things and kind of radical shifts. So
and it's different. It would have been more difficult for Australian artists to be up to tap into that movement so rapidly because we're so distant, and media was different. The way people communicate is so different. So, I mean, they're on the money, these ladies.
They are, and there's 3 women artists in this show, and that is a fantastic thing. But there are 3 women artists in this show because of what they did and who they were. And Margaret Preston and Grace Cossington-Smith really did bring modernist ideas to Australia, partly through travel. Margaret Preston went to Europe and lived in Britain for quite some time, so she was exposed to artists who were really innovating around that time. And Grace Cossington-Smith had a real kind of sharp eye for people like the work of Gauguin, post-impressionists, people like that.
And again, she wasn't afraid to tackle masculine subject matters, like the bridge.
Oh, the bridge. That's the
interesting.
The interesting other aspect of modernism is its links to modernity. So they're quite interested in the modern world and the way, the kind of mechanics of it and
forging
urban
ahead.
life. Yeah. So Cossington-Smith, you see these fantastic works that she's painted of the Sydney Harbour Bridge as it's being built.
I love those paintings.
And she loves just, the engineering of it, which is a really, tough and great subject matter for her. Yeah.
Fantastic. So the show's on for how much longer?
It's on for 3 months here,
Yeah.
and now I've forgotten the exact date that it finishes.
You can look on the website. I'm here with Carla McFarlane. This is Making Modernism. There's Georgia O'Keeffe, there's Grace Cossington-Smith and Margaret Preston, and it is amazing. So come and have a look. I'm Beck Mack. Thank you.